طيب النهاردة فور session. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Number 4. We are supposed to finish anything which is related to the chemistry. So that we will be having our first exam inshallah, first paper exam inshallah المرة الجاية. عندنا exam تقريبا بعد نهاية كل يونت. الإكزام ده زي الإكزام اللي احنا بنعمله بالظبط في البيبر إكزام، بس بيكون في راقب علينا، حد قاعد لنا من الفاميلي. خلاص ان شاء الله هتبقى الدنيا بسيطه. انا شايفكم بتعملوا حلو قوي في الكويزز بتاعت كل اسبوع، فان شاء الله هتبقى الدنيا كويسه يعني. النهارده هنخلص اي حاجه ليها علاقه بالالكتروليسيس، واحنا عملنا الكمبيوترز كمان عشان خاطر ايه، لو في اسئله كتير نبص عليها كده. ايه اللي بقى لنا في الالكتروكيمستري؟ بقى لنا شويه حاجات بسيطه، احنا تقريبا خلصنا كل الحاجات البيزكس. بقى لنا حاجه اسمها الالكتروبليتنج والالكتروفاين، خلينا نبدا بيها على طول عشان نخلصها ونبدا نحل الاسئله على طول. So what's electroplating? Electroplating لو أنا بفكر إن أنا أعمل electrolysis so I start to make my electrolysis but I have to change the electrodes. How do you change the electrodes? Every time this were the electrodes and then they are connected to electricity, the positive and the negative. So try from now on, for the sake of remembering, to make the positive always on the left and the negative on the right. ليه؟ علشان بس أنا I will try to ان انا احفظك شويه حاجات تحفظها وتبقى على طول عارفها ما تتغيرش معاك، هتبقى عارف السيتنج بتاعك ده البلس وده الماينس عشان لما يحصل اي تغيير تبقى انت عارف انت ماشي ازاي. خلاص هنفضل حافظين من هنا ورايح، هنفضل حافظين ان الشمال على البوزيتيف واليمين هو النيجاتيف في كل الدروينجز اللي احنا بنسمعها. لو جاب لي في الامتحان العكس I can handle, I can reverse، بس هكون حافظ انا بقى عادي خالص. الكونتينر بتاعي and everything is correct, but this time I'm gonna use for example copper sulfate. نستخدم يوتيوب ده copper sulfate كان عندنا في الكويز وحلنا حلو ان شاء الله عليكم. التشينج الوحيد المره دي مفاجئ شويه. The electrodes are not inert anymore. The electrodes are not inert anymore, but instead of I'm using graphite every time or platinum, this time I will try to see what happens if I'm using non-inert electrodes. يعني not inert electrodes يعني مش graphite or platinum, anything else. Or for example, I decided to make my electrode from the copper itself. Okay? This is called reactive electrodes or non-inert electrodes. So the electrode itself, not the solution, not the electrolyte, is from the electrode is not. This is a negative value for sure because it is negative, and this is positive. The electrode is non-inert. So for the first time, for example, I will use the copper electrode made from copper. By the way, the electrolyte, there is a point that I've noticed. يمكن أنا أكون قلتها أو يمكن you are confused. Don't say it is ionic compound, because some people will say that this is ionic compound, but this is not totally correct. Because you can electrolyte something which is not ionic compound. في compound غريب شوية عندنا اسمه HCl. We have to know about it. Sorry for the interruption, but this is important point. The HCl. HCl is a little bit strange compound because it's not an ionic compound. Can you tell me why it's not ionic compound? Because HCl is made from what? Hydrogen and chlorine, not chloride. Take care. Take care very well in the exams also when you are writing. Is it the ion or the atom you are talking about? If you are writing Cl2, don't write chloride. If you are writing Cl minus, don't write chlorine. Okay? Take care in the exams. So this is hydrogen and chlorine. Both of them are metals or non-metals or what? Both are non-metals. So this don't form ionic compound, but it can be electrolyzed. If you put this electrolysis, it will be broken into hydrogen and Cl. Normal, ولو كانت this is dilute, it will be hydrogen and oxygen, the normal electrolysis. But this is not ionic, so better not to say that this is ionic compound. You can say just it is a compound that's placed in our substance that's placed in the container, and it will be broken by the use of electrolysis. اوكي بس دي نص صغيره. ليه ال HCl بيعمل ions؟ مستر it's not an ionic compound. It's what is covalent. How do you draw the covalent? You draw the hydrogen and you draw the chlorine. So why this is not ionic? Because it's two nonmetals. But how it is not ionic? Because in ionic what happens? This one loses electrons and this one gains electrons. هل الكلام ده بيحصل؟ Does this happen here in ionic? No, this will not lose and gain. واحنا اخذنا في الايونيك what happens? Loss and gain. Do you remember? One loses electrons, one gains electrons. Who loses the electrons? The metal or the non-metal? The positive ion or the negative ion? The non-metal is the one that gains the electron because it is usually needing few electrons to become like the noble gas. Do you remember? So if we look at the periodic table, let's have a look at the periodic table. The groups which groups that usually needs few electrons that needs few electrons so that they will be noble gas. Group 5, group 6, group 7, group 8. These are all ones that are almost like noble gas if they gain electrons. صح؟ Okay, what are the groups that will lose electrons to be like the noble gases? 1, 2, 3. So this one's on the, you can see it on the screen. This one, 1, 2, 3. This ones they can gain electron. So this one, this one, number 3. They will lose electron or gain electron. They will lose electrons because this one has 2. Do you remember 281 for example? So it will lose the 1, right? And this one has 282 for example. So it will lose the 2. This one has 283. So it will lose 3. What about nitrogen? It is 2 and 5. It will lose 5. It will gain 3. And oxygen 2 and 6. It will gain 2. Very good. And this one is 2, 7. So it will gain 1. So this is groups 5 and 6 and 7. This lose, gain. Okay. So the ones on the left are the ones that lose the electrons, and the ones on the right are the ones that gain the electrons. Okay, ممتاز. طيب, what about the hydrogen and chlorine? The hydrogen doesn't want to lose electrons. The chlorine will want to gain electrons because it is 287. 287. It will want to do what, Yalan? Gain 1 electron. What about the hydrogen? What will the hydrogen want to do? It wants to be like the noble gas. Which noble gas? Hydrogen has 1 electron only. Helium, right? So helium is 2. So what will the hydrogen want to do? Gain 1 electron. So in this case, I have 2 atoms that want to gain electrons. So they cannot do ionic bond because ionic bond is, if this one wants to gain, it will take the electron from who? From the metal. But here, both of them wants to gain. So they cannot make ionic bond. Ionic bond when there is metal that wants to lose and the chloride. زي ما اتفقنا الشركة صح? The company. One of them wants to lose, one of them wants to gain. خلاص come together. But these two wants to gain. So they cannot agree. الاثنين طماعين. صح؟ Both agree, both want to gain. So how they will agree? How they agree? They cannot make an ionic compound. What do they make? Covalent compound. So instead, because they cannot gain and lose, so instead of gaining and losing, what do? They agree about what? Sharing. Covalent bond. They agree about sharing. How they will share? We will do the sharing like that, right? What is the sharing? What does sharing means? Means the electrons does not stay with this one and does not stay with this one. Or must stay with who? With both. So it spends some time here and spends some time here. زي ما يكون انت عندك one mobile and your friend had 7 mobiles. He is very greedy. He wants to have 8, and you want to have 2. So what you will do if you give him your mobile? If you give him your mobile, what will happen?
You will have 8.
If you give him your mobile, you will have 8, but you will have 0. And if he gives you your mobile, you will be 2, but he will become 6. So the only way is that you share the electrons one day and one day. تتفقوا مع بعض في المدرسة. One day I will give you your mobile and I will be off. And the next day you will give me your mobile and you will be off. So in this case, when I go to the school, I will feel like I have 2. I don't have 2, but I feel like I have 2. And he will feel like that he has 8 electrons. This is what's known as sharing. What is the compound name? What's the compound? The compound, is it ionic compound? It's what? Covalent compound. So the HCl is formed by covalent because both of them are non-metals. Now, how come they become ions? How come they become ions in electrolysis? This is very strange. Please take care because some people they don't understand. This is HCl. It's not ionic. How come in the electrolysis it becomes positive ion and negative ion, and this go to the cathode and this anode? Because this one is very greedy. مش احنا اتفقنا ان انت هتاخد يوم يبقى معاك 8 وانت تاخد يوم ويبقى معاك 2. This guy is very greedy. When we said I don't like this game anymore, I don't like this game anymore. I don't want to play with this game. I want my mobile back, and I will stay with one mobile, and I will stay alone. And I will stay alone. So what's supposed to happen? That the hydrogen takes its electron and become normal hydrogen. And the chlorine takes its electron and become normal chlorine. This is what's supposed to happen. بعد ما يكونوا عملوا الشركة بتاعتهم عملوا فيها ايه؟ Broke the company. صح؟ They don't want to play together, so they will break the company. This should be how many? 7. But this one is very greedy. Do you know what happened? He took the electron of the hydrogen. So that was not the agreement. The agreement was that we share. And when we entered, everyone has his own electron. But what happened when they broke down? The chlorine stole the electron of the hydrogen. So how many electrons chlorine now have? It's not chlorine anymore. It's 2, 8. Is it 287? No, it's 288. So it becomes Cl minus. And the hydrogen is not 1. It's what?
H.
It's just H. H what? 1. No, it's not 1. It does not. How many electrons it has? No, it's stolen. 0 electrons, brother. And how many protons? Do you change the number of protons? Never. What is the number of protons of hydrogen? 1. So how 1 proton less than the electron? So it is H plus. ممتاز. Very good. So it becomes plus 1. You said 1, I understand 1. So it's H plus and Cl minus. So they become ions or atoms? Ions. They are supposed to become atoms after breaking the company like they started. So the company started as covalent but ended as iron. كأنهم as if they are Na and Cl. They become ions like Na and Cl. This is how it's a covalent compound, and everybody asks, they can never go as start the company as ionic. ليه؟ لو قلت للهيدروجين من الأول we will start as ionic, هقول لك لا لا لا. Ionic, you will take my electron, I will give us nothing. I don't want this company. So the chlorine will trick him. Okay, we'll go into the company, you give, we share. Okay? And the name of Adil Imam, you know the name of we share. You don't know it, okay? We share together, okay? So we share it, and then he tricks the hydrogen and take its electron. So they started as covalent, but they ended as ionic. Started in the idea of sharing, but ended with gain, and it's not called gain and lose here, it's theft. It's theft. It's take and stolen. Okay? So it becomes H plus and Cl minus. That's why I told you at the beginning of the lesson, don't say ionic compound, because HCl
is an electrolyte that's not an ionic compound. It's what? Covalent compound. But still, with the electrolysis will help the stealing process and they will become ionic. They will become not ionic, they will become ions. They didn't agree about the ionic company, but it is stored. So they become, and this is very important to understand why we don't want to write ionic compound. And what is this strange compound that starts as covalent but ends as ions? Okay, طيب, Mr. What about what happens here? What will the copper electrode? Sorry for disturbing that topic, but that was very important point. Okay, so what about the copper? What will the copper do when it is electrode? At the beginning, you said don't write anything which is not inert. Now you are saying it's okay. Because actually, this will not be electrolysis. Don't be afraid. This is something else. This is something else. I will tell you the name now. It's called electroplating. So I did not change my words. Still, electrolysis must be inert. Don't be afraid. Still, the electrolysis must be inert. When you put inert electrodes, you cancel this point to make it copper. It's okay because this is not electrolysis. This is what? Electroplating. Plating. What is the plate? What's the plate that we eat with? Plating means a layer. Plating means a layer. You go to the guy who is going in the shop and tell him, I want this necklace to have a layer of gold on it. It's not gold. I know it's not gold. It's purely fake. But I want to put a very, very thin layer of gold on it. So it will not rust and it will look very good. And even anybody who will see it, he will think that this is a gold necklace. But the amount of gold that will be inside is very, very small compared to the real gold. So if it is a 5-gram necklace, then maybe there will be few milligrams of gold in it. So instead of it costing 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 dirhams, it will cost you just 100 dirham or something by putting a very fine layer. Also, if you have a statue at home or a medal like bronze medal or gold medal in the Olympics, you have a medal made from bronze and many metals, and then you put a very fine layer of gold on it. So it will be a gold medal, but it's not real medal. If it's all gold, it will be very, very expensive. But they only put what? A plate or a very fine layer of gold on it. If you have a statue at home, you can put silver on it. Have you ever seen a silver plate in which you eat? This silver plate, some people who are very rich have silver plates. This is not purely silver. It's just coated with silver from outside. So it will look like silver, and actually it is silver outside, but it's not fully silver. The plate, if it's fully silver, it will be every plate very expensive. So just a layer. So this is called, happened by a process very similar to the electrolysis. Instead of putting, what do you want to put? Gold medal or watch or necklace? You can put a watch. What do you want to put? What do you want to electroplate? Watch, necklace. Let's make a necklace. A medal. Let's make a medal. So I'll put a medal here. And you want it gold or silver? Gold medal. So I want a gold medal. So I will bring my medal that I brought. I made from anything, bronze, anything cheap. Okay, so let's say it's bronze or anything cheap, even iron, even something very cheap as iron. Okay, and I'll bring a piece of gold, a piece of gold, pure gold, and then I will connect them to the electricity. I will connect them into electricity. Do you remember we said starting from today, I will always put what on the left and what on the right?
On the right would be
negative.
Yes, negative, and on the left would be
Is this a must? No, it's not a must. It is just a way of remembering that the metal is always connected to the negative. If I put it like that and always study it like that, I will. Because the opposite is wrong. Take care. You will know later that if you put the metal on the left with the positive, this is wrong. You must not keep the metal on the, you must put the pure metal only on the left. So don't put the metal here and the gold here. It will not work. Okay, so always put the plus on the left and the minus on the right. And then what you will put here, your normal container. And then what to put here? A salt. A salt means aqueous. Aqueous salt. What does it mean, aqueous? Means dissolved. Of what? Of the metal that you want to use. You want to electroplate with gold. So put gold nitrate. Gold nitrate. Mister, is this available? Yes, it's available. Available. If you go to our TikTok channel, you will see a guy who is carrying a gold solution. A gold solution. He changed a gold piece into a solution, and he was carrying it. You have the link for our TikTok channel? You don't have it? It's very nice. Dan will tell you. Then what in the video he's trying to get attention, so he changes some gold piece into aqueous solution of gold, and then because he wants to get attention, while he is carrying it, the beaker falls on the ground, and all the gold solution scatters on the ground, so he loses the gold. Okay, so the solution should be made from what? From our substance. So if you want to electroplate with silver, this should be not gold. You should, if you want to make it silver instead of gold, this should be silver salt, like silver nitrate. If you want to electroplate it with copper, it should be copper nitrate. Why you are choosing nitrate, mister? Because anything nitrate is always soluble. What does it mean, soluble? It means it dissolves in water. Remember this until the exams, Which exams? College exams. Anything that is nitrate. What does it mean, nitrate? Yes, and it had NO3 minus in its compound. It has NO3 minus. What is NO3 minus? This is an ion. What is ion, Mr.? Mr. Ion is negative or positive? It's negative. But usually we took ions that's made from one element, Cl minus, Br minus, OH minus. This is made from two elements. It's called composite ion. What is the composite ion? Is it made from one element? No, it's made from two elements, nitrogen and oxygen. And the minus is for who? For the nitrogen or for the oxygen? For both. Very good. For both. This is called a composite ion. Nitrate. Anything that ends with NO3 dissolved in water without thinking. Without thinking. If I put gold nitrate, it is soluble. Silver nitrate, it is soluble. العفريت nitrate, it is soluble. خلاص؟ أبو حلقة nitrate, it is soluble. Anything without thinking. عشان كده يا مستر, the best thing is always to choose a nitrate because I don't want to think in the exam. What should I choose? He can bring something else that's still soluble. Through the year, we will know all the soluble and insoluble automatically. We will memorize them through the year. Okay? Type, Mr. So that's why, for the time being, I will choose nitrate, silver nitrate, gold nitrate. This is silver nitrate. You have to remove the minus now, right? Gold, what is gold? Anybody knows gold? What is the symbol for gold? AU. AU. You know the antibiotic augmentin? You know augmentin? Augmentin. This is the antibiotic augmentin. One time, they were making a publicity brochure for the augmentin. Then the guy who is making that made a very good idea for making, but nobody understood because nobody knows chemistry. He said, this is the gold standard. for antibiotics. It is the best antibiotic, it's the gold standard because it starts with AU. But nobody understood the brochure, yeah, except the people who are studying it. So AU is what? AU plus 1. AU plus 1, and NO minus 3, it will be cancelled out. AU plus 1 and NO3 is cancelled out. But calcium nitrate, is it soluble or insoluble? How do you write calcium nitrate? Can you tell me, Muhammad? Calcium is what? Ca. Very calcium Ca. Which group is that? Group? Let's see that. Let's see that. You see the screen? Calcium here. Group 2. Group 2, right? So what will be the ion? Plus? Plus 2. And what's nitrate?
NO3.
What is the charge for it?
Minus
1. So I will write NO3 minus 1. How to write the compound? CaNO3. What to do with the numbers? So what will be the name?
Ca1.
Did you switch? 2 will come here or 2 will come here?
2 will go to the
NO3, and this will be 1. So I will write CaNO3 and then write 2. Now it becomes 32. It doesn't look good. What to do? Put a bracket here. What to do here? Because it looks CaNO3 2. Anybody who will read it will read 2. So what to do? Put a bracket here. So it will tell us that there are 2 of the nitrates. Okay? This is calcium nitrate. So any metal that you want to electroplate with, it has to be what? It has to be a soluble salt. Not necessarily nitrate, but it has to be a soluble salt. So don't bring me a solid. Yeah, don't tell me silver chloride. Why, Mr. Don't tell me silver chloride? Because silver chloride is what? What is the color of silver chloride? It is, we took it. This is the only one we took it. It's white. What does it mean? Yani if you bring a test tube, you remember we said, and you put water, and you put silver chloride inside, does it dissolve and you don't see it? No, I will see it. It will not dissolve. It will be like tea on the bottom of the, you don't know tea. That's like that. Okay, it will sit like you are putting some stones. It will stay here at the bottom. It will become precipitate. What is the color of this precipitate? White. White precipitate. Remember, this is the only one we is the color for today. Today we are going to take the second one. Can you write it down? This is the second one we take today. It is silver iodide, and its color is yellow. Please remember, because we have to put this. If you have a notebook, write on it all the colors that we take. So we took silver in a special page, right? All the colors. So write on the last page the colors, all the colors. Don't put it in the notebook. I want you to do. Bring your pen, everybody working, and wrote it down on the last page of your notebook. Write all the Okay, now, so we said the silver chloride is white, the silver iodide is yellow. Why we are knowing these colors? This is the basics of paper 6 exam. The paper 6 exam is an exam in which you don't do the practical thing on practice, but you imagine that you are doing it. It's called, what's it called, ya Muhammad? It's called alternative to practical. What's the meaning of alternative to practical? It means you are not doing anything with your hands practically, but you are imagining that you are doing things. So he will tell you, I put silver and chloride together and they form silver chloride. What is the color of the precipitate? You don't see anything, but you know that the color is white. And if you got silver iodide, it is yellow. What is the meaning of precipitate? Is it solid or liquid or aqueous? It is not aqueous. If it is aqueous, it will be soluble in water. It is what? Solid. So when you write the formula in the equation, you have to write S. S means solid. Now, what is this related to what we are saying, Mr.? How this is related to what we are saying? Can you put gold or silver chloride here? Can you put silver chloride here? Yes, Mr. I want silver. You want to put silver chloride? No. You cannot put silver chloride. Silver chloride not allowed, but silver nitrate. In case if you want to electroplate with silver, anyway, silver chloride is not allowed. But what is allowed? Silver nitrate. Why? What's the difference between silver nitrate and silver chloride?
Silver chloride is insoluble, silver nitrate is soluble.
Bravo. And when I'm doing electroplating, the electrolyte must be soluble. Must be aqueous solution. Has to be aqueous solution. Never use a solid in your electroplating. It has to always be aqueous solution. And it has to be the metal from the metal that you are using for electroplating. So this one silver does not match. You have to put silver nitrate here, and this has to be silver. If you put gold here and silver solution, it's also wrong. So if you want to put silver, Mr. We wanted a gold metal, I'll change it. Silver nitrate. So the solution has to be a solution, means soluble, and has to be from the same substance that I am doing the electroplating with. So should it be iron nitrate? Can it be iron nitrate? No, it should be from the metal I am using. And I will electroplate with iron or with gold and silver, with silver. So it should be salt of silver. I'm electroplating with copper. So it should be salt of copper, not the metal that I am electroplating. Not from the metal that I am, from the metal that I am using to electroplate. مش الميتال اللي تحت the layer that will be placed on it. And it should be aqueous. And it should be on the plus. Mr. Why you are saying should. In the exam, he will give you a drawing for 4 setups for the electroplating and tell you to choose the right one. I did 4 drawings. In one of them, he will put the silver on the negative. It will be wrong. This is a multiple choice, very famous question. Multiple choice. One of them, he will put the silver on the negative and the substance that I want to electroplate in the negative, on the positive. This is wrong. That's why I told you, always put it in your mind, put the plus on the left and the metal on the left. This way you will not be confused. You will remember it like that. If even in the exam, he switched it, he put these two, he will always remember. Positive is the metal. Right. In another drawing, he will tell you, this is silver carbonate. Silver carbonate is insoluble, as we will take later, and it cannot work as a solution or electrolyte. Another one, he will try to electroplate gold on the iron and put here copper sulfate. Also, it will be wrong. That's why you have to watch for these things that we are saying. What are the things that you have to watch for? Alas, you wrote this one. What is the color of silver iodide?
Yellow.
Yellow. What's the color of silver chloride?
White.
Precipitate means solid or aqueous?
Solid.
Solid. So we have to check in the electroplating the positive and the negative. And you have to check that the metal that you are using to electroplate is on the positive. The substance that you want to electroplate is on the negative. That electrolyte is made from solution. ما ينفعش فيها بقى molten ولا solid ولا anything else ولا precipitate, solution of the positive metal. solution من انه metal؟ البوزيتيف. ممكن ده يكون حاجه تانية مش metal، ممكن تكون بلاستيك واتش، تكون anything or substance that I want to electroplate. Anyway, what's happening inside? Electricity is coming, but instead of passing normally, you want to have a break 5 minutes? Yes, take a break of 5 minutes.
So we'll be back at 10:15. So let's start back and see what's actually happening here in the electroplating.
I will imagine that I brought a piece of copper, and this is our iron, and I'm just, because I don't have enough money, so I will give the guy just copper medal. So I will give him a copper medal, and so I will make a small piece of iron in a circular shape, and I will try to coat. What is the meaning of coat? We remove the word coat today and put another word for it. We put plate. Using what? Electricity. So it will be what, Ryan? Electroplate. So I will want to coat what? The iron with the copper. So what are the conditions that I have to watch out? 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one is that I will put the positive on the left and the negative on the right. Again, this is for me to remember. In the exam, you can get the opposite. You can find the negative on the left side. But for me to always remember the positive on the left and the negative on the right. What is the second condition, Ryan? Which metal that I will electroplate, but that will be electroplated? That the one that is on the negative. Very good. And the metal that I will use to electroplate, Muhammad, will be on the positive. The solution should be a solution from the positive, the copper or the iron copper, and it must be a solution. Solution means aqueous, soluble, aqueous. When I write it in the equation, it will be aqueous. Never write it as solid. Don't choose. So what do you choose? Copper what? What do you choose? Copper what? Can you choose anything? Copper what? Nitrate. Use copper nitrate. Sulfate is also soluble. Sulfate is also soluble. We electrolyzed sulfate too many times in the last quiz. You remember copper sulfate? The products are copper and oxygen. Need a lot of them. So I can put sulfate ions. Mister, why is the sulfate in the solution away from the copper? Why they are separate? Why the copper is alone and the sulfate is alone? Because this is a solution. The ions are sitting together as a solid, while it is a solution. It is a solution. What does the solution mean? The ions are together, fixed in their place. They don't move. They only vibrate in its place, or they move. Moving freely or not freely? Are they moving freely or not freely? Freely. Can you see every copper is alone? All the red ones are copper alone, and the sulfate are alone. So if you have a solution of copper of sodium chloride, is the sodium chloride and chloride linked together or they are separate? The ions are separate. That's why they move in the electrolysis. Now, what is the solid? No, sodium solid chloride. What does it look like? This is the sodium. They are sitting in their place and they are fixed. This is the sodium. That's why we did not use sodium. Do you remember we said why we cannot use sodium in electrolysis? Because the sodium are what, Yalain? The sodium ions are what? Can they move? They cannot move. Why they cannot move? Because it is a solid. They are fixed in its place. We either choose molten or aqueous. What does the molten look like? Oh, mister, that's why when I make a precipitate, I can see it. Do you remember the silver chloride? We said silver chloride for a few minutes. How does the silver chloride look like? They are spread like that, or they are sitting in their place?
They're sitting in their place.
The silver chloride looks like that. You will see the silver chloride like that. Is it sitting on one side of the test tube? Like that. This is the precipitate. So I will write here an AgCl between brackets what? Solid, liquid, aqueous. Solid. That's why I can see it sitting as the word that you said, precipitate. This means precipitate. If you want to write a precipitate in an equation in the exam, and you are required to value this precipitate, don't write aqueous. Because aqueous means soluble. Soluble like this one. Every ion separate from the other ion. So sodium chloride is the solution. How does it look like, Elaine? If you dissolve it in water. If it is solid like that, it's okay. What if it is dissolved in water? or like that. Free, right? Chloride. We are in the solution like that, right? This is aqueous. But molten, what does molten mean? Liquid with water. This is aqueous sodium chloride. They are just molten means heated. How does it? How can I draw a molten? How to draw a molten? The circles. Draw them as solid, wala liquid, wala gas. How do you draw the liquid in the exam? If you ask you draw a liquid particles,
And particles close but
not too close, make some little space in between. If he asked you to draw a solid or liquid or gas in the exam, how do you do it? Draw 9 circles. Okay, draw 9 circles. Can you draw 9 circles? If you cannot draw 9 circles, carry a coin with you. Carry 1 dirham coin with you and draw with it. The teacher will not say anything. Carry 1 coin and use it to draw. Okay? If you can draw without it, not perfect coins, no problem. If you want to draw a solid, draw 9 circles. Not more, not less. Together like that. Try to practice. 9 circles. Together sitting without any space. If you want to draw it liquid, then just make little spaces in between. Okay? Like you said, there is little spaces in between. So make it like that. Not very loose. How to draw a gas? You can draw everyone alone. In the gas, you can even draw less circles. Maybe 5 or 6 will be enough. But in solid and liquid, draw 9 circles. Okay, this is what? Is it solid or liquid or gas? Aqueous, which means that there is water in between. While here, solid precipitate means solid. Can you see the aqueous? Can you see the aqueous? No, you cannot see the aqueous. If you brought some sodium chloride and dissolve it in water, if I brought some sodium chloride and put it in your bottle now, are you going to see it?
No.
Why you cannot see it?
Because it's dissolved.
Yeah, it spread the water molecules. Have you asked yourself where does the sodium goes? The sodium chloride فين الملح؟ بدوب الملح في المية أو السكر. I cannot see it. Why? Why you cannot see it? It's spread and the water molecules are around them. So the sodium is like that, and it is surrounded by water molecules from everywhere. That's why when I look, I don't see it. It is inside, but I don't see it. Why? The water has surrounded it from everywhere, and the chloride the same. So every piece becomes separate, but it is surrounded by water. That's why when I look, I don't see it. But it is inside. It did not disappear, right? What about the sodium chloride? That's the silver chloride. Does the same thing happens?
No.
No, the water molecules cannot surround them. They are solid. They are soluble or insoluble? Insoluble. Okay, this is very, very important basics. You will understand. You can solve any question in the exam if you understand the basics like that. Okay, what about the third form? The third form is the molten. How do you draw the molten? We said the molten is without water, just liquid. Liquid only, right? With water or without water? Liquid. How do you draw the liquid? 9 particles, little separated. Okay, copper sulfate aqueous solution. So this is our electrolyte, right? How does it look like? Copper sulfate aqueous. How does it look like? The same way we draw. Is it solid or aqueous or liquid? It dissolves in water or not? Or it must? It must be what? A solution. Don't forget the rules for the electroplating. It must be solution. It cannot be solid. It cannot be molten. It cannot be anything. It has to be aqueous solution. So I have to write what here? Aqueous. ليه يا مستر? Because I want them free. Do you remember the sodium chloride? Can you see it, ya Muhammad? Can you see the copper sulfate in the solution?
No.
No, because is it precipitate, Yalain? Is it solid or aqueous? Solid or aqueous? Aqueous. Write down the third thing that we need to know about colors. You cannot see the copper sulfate, but the water liquid will be blue. It's called a blue aqueous solution. It's called a blue aqueous solution. Same, you are going to drink some juice, or what is the drink of Vim2? You are trying to draw to blue Vim2. Have you seen the blue Vim2?
Yeah.
It's like water, but the color is
Blue.
Is it like juice? It's not like juice. It's not like juice. Juice, there is something inside the water, but it is pure water, but the color is blue. Copper sulfate, it's the same thing. Did you write the third color? What are the colors that we wrote until now?
One is white, yellow, and blue.
Okay, remember the colors very well. Okay, they will help us too much in the paper 6 exam. So the copper sulfate color is blue due to the presence of the copper ions. They give it the blue color. Okay, what are the steps of electroplating? The electricity comes down and then asks itself, oh my God, this is copper or graphite? Okay, if it was graphite, I will just go say assalamu alaikum and go to the solution. But this is not graphite, it's copper. Assalamu alaikum. Copper, oh, I'm sorry, I'm very reactive. I have to do something. What you will do? I don't know what to do. Okay, shall I write your name at least? Yes. What's your name? Copper. Assalamu alaikum, copper. Copper what? What kind of copper did we put here on the positive electrode? No. The electrode itself is made from what? Copper what? What should I write here? A piece of copper solid. Yes, do you remember we said a piece of copper solid, a piece of gold, a piece of silver? So our positive is a positive metal. It's metal what? Solid. I wonder if this is clear here. It's not clear at all then. It is a, number 2 is a metal solid. A metal what? Sorry. Should it be closer or? Yeah, a little bit closer makes it. So it should be solid. So what should I write here? Solid. And what? The electricity will come. Assalamu alaikum, cover. What do you want to do? I don't know. Should I lose electrons or gain electrons or what? You cannot gain electrons. You are copper. You are metal. You are what? You are what?
Nothing.
You are metal. You are what? Metals are what?
Loser.
Losers. You cannot gain electrons. You must lose electrons. Okay. So when the electricity comes to the electrode, it will become Cu, positive or negative? You said you are loser, so it should be positive. So it should be positive and positive 2. Okay, Mister, where is the copper in the periodic table? Look, where is the copper in the periodic table? Look in your periodic tables. Where is the copper? Is it in group 1 or 2 or 5 or 7 or what? Where is the copper?
Group 3.
No, it's not in group 3. Group 3 is aluminum.
It's a transition metal.
It's in transition metal. It's very big range. So look here, and yeah, this is the copper. It's in what transition? Where is transition? It is between group what and group what? Can you tell me? Bravo. So what are the names of these groups? Transition metals are. How do I know, Mr.? You told me 2 is +2 and this is +3, right? But what about this? For the transition metals, you memorize them. There are special numbers. The transition metals, there are special numbers. So you cannot look and know, this is in group 4, so it is +4. This is in group 2, so it's +2. No, there are fixed numbers. We will take it later, okay? Fixed numbers. For copper, we will know that it is +2. And actually, there is +1 also. In iron, there is what? +2 and +3. Either. Yeah, transition metals have more than one number. Did you notice this before, Muhammad? When we see iron, sometimes I see 2+. Sometimes it is 3+. When I see copper, sometimes I see +1. Sometimes +2. So we cannot memorize it. He has to tell us. He has to tell us. Here it was copper +2 or +1. Yalla, it's a top question. This is a top question. that was +2 or +1, because I need to know what I will write, +1 or +2. This is a top question. It was +2 or +1. How did you know it's +2? How did you know it is +2 without looking here? How did you know?
So for -2,
Bravo.
it will be switch the term.
Switch, so it will cancel out, you mean? It will cancel out.
Oh,
So this is 2 plus, and this is
2 minus.
2 minus. How did you know sulfate is 2 minus? By
It's
memorizing. In the second page of your notebook, from the back side, write the ions. In the second page of your notebook, write the ions, which are all in the second page, please, not in the same page, or in the third page from the back. Right at the top, ions, right? Ions at the top. And you will need to remember what are the composite ions that are -2. The first one is sulfate. How do you write sulfate? SU, SUL, PHAT or FAT. We are British, so
Yeah.
we'll write PH or F? PH? F, I think F. Yeah. Because I teach American and British, so I'm confused. And it is SO4, S capital, O capital, which means that it is made from sulfur and oxygen, and then 4. So it is SO4, and the charge is 2 minus. The charge is for the sulfur or for the oxygen? For both. For both. And I need to memorize it. I need to know it by heart. So what if it was copper 1? It would look the same, ya Muhammad? Let me tell you. This Cu plus 1 and SO4 2 minus. How will be the compound? It will not be copper sulfate like that. Here it can. I said Muhammad. Try again, Muhammad. How we will write it? This is +1 and this is -2. So it will be Cu2 SO4 1. 1 we don't write, so that's it. So I knew that it is +2 because the compound is CuSO4. If it was Cu2SO4, it would have been +1. So I know it is +2. ممتاز then Muhammad. Very good. النهارده فايقين ما شاء الله. Okay, so what happened to the copper when the electricity come? It lost. Why it did not gain? Because it's a metal, and metals are losers. They never gain electrons. Okay. And where is the electrons? Where do I put the electrons? It's lost. So is it in the products or it is in the reactant? It's lost. Reactants lost. I lost 2 electrons. Do I find them on the floor or in my pocket?
Oh, product.
Yes, when I lose something, it's not with me. It's not in the reactants. It's lost. It's in the products. So how many electrons are there? 2e. 2e minus. How should I write that physical state here? Is it ion now? Yes, it is an ion. Is it solid? No. Please memorize this song by my best rapper in the world. No, best rapper. Who's the best rapper? Who's your best rapper? I'm all styled, so I like one rapper only. The best rapper, Eminem. Eminem says very important song he wrote in 1741, before he was born. Okay, what does Eminem say? Eminem say, you cannot see ions. You cannot see ions. You must see solids. That's a very, very good song. I don't remember how he says around, but he used to say like that. You cannot see ions. You must see all solids, something like that. Okay? So this is something that will go into the solution, and we said copper sulfate is what? Mister, is it all together ولا كل واحدة لوحدها? Is it aqueous solution or solid solution? Aqueous. Do you see aqueous?
No.
You don't see aqueous. Aqueous is what? Soluble. It's like the blue Vim2. Do you see the copper ions or you just see the blue water? خلاص? So you cannot see the ions. You cannot see the ions. Is it aqueous or is it solid? Aqueous. If it is solid, you will see it as a precipitate, but it is aqueous. But you must see. Do you see the solid? Do you see the ions? No, you cannot see ions. You have to see the solid. Can you take a picture for us for the song? Anybody take the picture of Amr Gibson? Can you write the songs in the third page, in the next page? Songs. And for the whole screen then. Oh, skip 2 pages and then write the songs. And write a table, the singer name and the song. We have a lot of songs here. You cannot see ions. You must be solid. Because if you are an ion, but I will make it up. So can you see copper while it is a solid?
Yes.
Who is the singer? How old is he now? I don't know. He must be very old. At least 60 or something. He was our age. So can you see the copper sulfate? So basically, I can say that the copper has dissolved in the solution. 51 now? It was like 5 years older. So it's like the copper has dissolved. أنا كأن أنا جبت حتة copper and dissolved it in the solution because at the beginning I can see it. But when it went inside, what happened to them? So I made it like red color. Can you see the red color copper ions? They practically fall down into the solution. These pieces are gonna fall down from the solid. Can you see? And where it is going, it's changing into ions. It's falling in the solution again. Can you see? It's falling in the solution. It's like it is dissolving. كأن القطع بتاعة الكبر اللي في السوليد هتقع في السوليوشن. When it falls in the solution, do you see it? You cannot see ions. Do you see the copper? You must see solids. Huh? You cannot see ions. When it falls in the solution, it becomes aqueous and you don't see it anymore. But من الأول كان في at the beginning there was copper ions. So the copper ions are increasing actually. From the beginning there was a solution of copper sulfate. احنا قلنا السوليوشن لازم يكون من نفس الميتال صح؟ So there was already ions that but منين جت الايونز الجديدة؟ من مين؟ It dissolved from what? From the metal. يبقى الميتال كأنه dissolved كأنه ساح في الايه؟ في الماء في السوليوشن الفيمتو والفيمتو بيبقى لونه ازرق اكتر يعني الكبر عمال يقع. This is step 1. The second step is the song by one of the new rappers, very famous rapper. I don't know, the name starts with S. Can you tell me the name? Can you write down on the Google a rapper who's a famous rapper starting with S? I don't know the name. I think maybe you know him. اسمها ايه؟
Reddish sun.
Savage Sun? I think that. What's happening to your screen? Why it's shaking? النهارده بس الحكايه دي ولا قديمه؟
Summer is started to
Why didn't
عمل وعمل تاني.
it fell down? Oh no. I don't remember the name, but the song used to say, electroplating is all about devil. Oh yeah. As well as dissolving. What a nice song. It's a long song. What does it say? Can you give me a line? What does it say? Electroplating is?
All about depositing as well as
Oh
dissolving.
yeah, that's oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Huh?
As well as dissolving.
What does it say, Muhammad?
Electroplating is all about depositing oil as well as dissolving.
As well as dissolving. So where did the dissolving happen? Where did the dissolving happen? When the copper
In the
dissolved
solution.
in the solution. The copper actually dissolved. It changed from solid to liquid or solid to aqueous?
Solid to aqueous.
To aqueous. Can anybody say solid to liquid? It's not molten. It changed into
Solution.
solution. How did you know it's solid? From which song you know it is a solution now? Because you don't see it. And Eminem says
You can see iron, we must see solid.
you cannot see ions, but you must see. You cannot see ions, but you must see solid. So if the ions change it into solid again, will you be able to see it? Yes, this is the second part. What does the song say? It's all about depositing. The ions from the copper are going to jump here again. So the second part, the ions are going to jump here again. The copper will say, we are not losers. Come on, that's too much copper. We are strong now. Too much copper is there. We are not losers anymore. We have to gain electrons. We have to start gaining electrons. What will happen if the copper gains electrons? You change into copper what? Ion or atom? You remember what happened in the electrolysis? Electrolysis is what? What is the meaning of electrolysis? It's, ions into atoms or atoms into ions?
Iron into atom.
The same thing is going to happen here. The same thing is going to happen here. It will change into atom. Atom of what? Copper. I think you are making your loading always starting with the options, starting with a video. That's why whenever you look, the video will start. Okay, are we confused? Yes, we are confused. It's too much. Can you tell me the song again? It's all about depositing. Which one is aqueous? Which one is solid?
Cu plus 2 is solid.
Why you don't see the sodium chloride in the water? It becomes what? Is it solid or ions? And you cannot see ions. Can you see this? So it was what?
Aqueous.
Allah Ali. And then it will change into solid. So can you see it?
Yeah.
So where it will go?
The iron.
How it will do on the iron? It will make a very fine
Plate.
plate. Allah Ali. It will make a very fine layer on the iron. Why it is very fine؟ ليه يا محمد هي very fine؟ لأنها بتحط اتوم بير اتوم انت مش كأنك بتدهن اللي بيدهن بيحط very big layer لا placed one atom so it can be very tiny. You can make a very fine layer but it will be solid. It will be solid. You can see it.
Yeah.
Why you can see it?
Because it's
And you must
solid.
see solids. But here, do you see the copper solution? It's VEM2, it's blue color. So basically, electroplating is this too. Solution, it's all about depositing. Oh yeah, as well as
Dissolving.
it's all about
Depositing as well as dissolving.
where the depositing happens and where is dissolving happening. Which one there is dissolving? What is the meaning of deposit? The ions come up from the solution and sit on the iron. Deposit. Deposit means sit on the surface of. Deposit means to trust. It make a precipitate. Is it a precipitate? Yeah, because it is solid. Same like silver chloride, right? It makes a precipitate. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Why you can see it?
Because it's
You must see solids. Do you see the copper sulfate?
the solution
Why?
because
Yeah.
You cannot see ions, right? And they are ions, and they are soluble. اوكي. الامينيم لما طلع الاغنيه في ناس كتير هجمته قالت له يا مستر ايه طب ما السيلفر كلورايد is ion. You said you cannot see ions, but I can see the silver chloride. It's white precipitate. قال لهم it's not ions, it's silver chloride compound, ionic compound. وقعدوا يتخانقوا على الحكايه دي كتير، قال لهم في الاخر it's silver chloride, it's ionic compound, it's not ions. وطلع هو اللي كسب في الاخر. فضلت الاغنيه من ساعتها مشهوره جدا وخدت فيها 15 جائزه كيموثيرابي. ايه؟ لا كيامي. This is the chemistry and songs prize. It's called Kiami prize. Have you heard about it? You don't hear about many things. It's called Kiami song. Can you write the prize? The prize is given to the best people who are working in chemistry and songs at the same time. Like me, I won it 10 times before. The Kiami prize. It's something like Grammy but chemistry. What you are writing?
double M.
You are actually writing. Okay, very nice. Double M. He is even correcting the spelling. Okay. So Kiami song. Okay. So electroplating is all about what? Depositing. So depositing is like I'm sitting on the place of the iron. OA as well as
Dissolve
where is the dissolving happening? On the anode or on the cathode?
on the cathode.
Where is the cathode? The negative or the positive? Oh, don't forget the name. This is the anode. And this is the cathode. Don't forget the name. Where is the depositing happening? ما عرفناش اسم المغني ايه في الاخر.
مش فيه.
Write down mysterious singer. You don't know the singer name. I will try to search. No. I think it's so it's all about depositing as well as dissolving. Which one is solid to aqueous and which one is aqueous to solid? Which one is solid to aqueous and which one is aqueous to solid?
Huh?
Which one is solid to aqueous and which one is aqueous to solid? Depositing is what and dissolving is what?
Depositing is aqueous to solid.
Why? Because depositing means you start to see it.
We first see it on
And
the
the-
cathode.
Yes, on the cathode, and the song says
You can see
you
iron.
must see,
You cannot see iron, you must see solid.
and now you can see it. What is your observation? I will see a reddish brown metal on the surface of the iron. I will see what, Muhammad?
Reddish brown
But when it was in the solution, can you see the copper? Why?
because you can see iron.
You cannot see ions. But when you deposit, you start to observe it. وفجأة ألاقي suddenly I will see on my iron a small fine layer of the. طيب أنا لو كنت حاطط gold instead of copper, I will start to see what? A gold layer. لو قال لي what's your observation? I will start to see a layer of gold on the iron. طب where is the dissolving? Where is the dissolving? It's in the cathode or in the anode? In the anode. What happens exactly?
The copper solid change to copper aqueous. Then the copper aqueous change to copper solid.
برافو عليك. So this is the deposit. This is the dissolve.
Dissolving.
Oh yeah. And this is the depositing. Okay. So dissolve and deposit. Okay. So electrolysis was all about what? What's funny? Electrolysis was about what?
Positive.
No. That song is mixed together. What is electrolysis? Can you remember?
And compounds from
No.
Ions to atoms.
The last ions to atoms. So you broke the ionic compound into two ions, and then every ion changed into on the correct electrode. لكن electroplating is not the same. It's the both atoms to ions and ions to atoms. So it ends in the same place. صح؟ بتخلص بنفس الطريقة اللي خلص بيها الالكتروليسيس اللي هي كانت ايه؟ ions to atoms. لكن في البداية ايه اللي حصل؟ atoms to ions. Atoms to ions. Okay. Very good. So هلاقي الريد كولر ده نزل في السوليوشن وبعدين حصل له ديبوزيت هنا. سؤال بيجي كتير جدا في الامتحان رخم محدش بيفهمه خالص غير الناس اللي حافظه الاغاني زيكم. بيقول ايه السؤال؟ بيقول does the blue color of the vento goes disappears or not؟ does the blue color of the vento، هو بيقول كده في الامتحان، يقول does the blue color of the vento disappears or stays؟ stays ليه؟ because is there cover all the time؟ Yes, there is cover all the time. لا مستر the cover deposits here and finishes. Oh whatever. بص الاجابه اللي موجوده في المارك سكيم ومحدش بيفهمها، يعني الناس كلها بتقراها وتحفظها ما حدش فاهمها الا انتوا هتفهموها. Why the cover stays blue although the cover is deposited here it finishes؟ اسمع كده بقى. Because whatever cover is removed from the solution and is deposited on the cathode is replaced by new cover from the anode. So there is cover all the time in the solution. So the explanation is that whatever cover ions are changed into solid and you can see them is always replaced. كل ما يخلص الكفر من هنا ويحصل ديبوزيت على ده يجي يحصل ريبليسمنت الكفر جديد. امال لو ما كانش بيحصل ريبليسمنت كان الكفر كله تحول الى solid وما يبقاش فيه كفر هنا، فالسوليوشن لونه is not blue anymore. طب ليه بيفضل بلو؟ علشان الانود بيعمل ديزولفنج، برافو عليك. and then replenishes it substitutes the copper ions that are lost. انا عايز اقول لكم ان you are better than 99% of the IGCSE students frankly because you understand electroplating. 99% of the students go to the exam does not know what is happening here. They have no idea what is happening. لدرجه ان في ناس كتير بتقول لي مستر I will go to the exam without the electroplating، يعني خلاص ما جاتش electroplating. وبعد شويه ليه بيقول لي and مستر without organic معلش. Oh sorry mister, can I remove the exothermic and endothermic diagrams I don't understand. Mister, can I drop the chemistry؟ كده في الاخر ما هو بيوصل لكده. خلاص؟ So the song says electroplating is all about depositing، صح؟ And oh yeah. Don't forget, it's first dissolving before it is depositing. Okay, we'll take 2 minutes break and we'll start to answer solution about electrochemistry. Congratulations, you have finished electrochemistry 80%. There is still 20% not finished. We'll take it in the questions. This week you have to kill yourself in electrochemistry. You have to study and answer every possible question in the electrochemistry because we will have a tough exam. You hear what I'm saying? Tough exam by the end of the week on Wednesday. It's not a quiz this week. There is no quiz. Why there is no quiz? Yes, there is mock number 1. Muhammad has got the correct word. It's not a quiz this week. It's a mock. So you don't have quizzes. And you have a lot of homework to do. What is the homework? All the possible questions that you can answer about electrochemistry. How many pages? It depends how old are you. Everyone gets the pages according to his age.
15 pages.
Huh?
15 pages.
And you, Layan? No, you didn't understand me. I said it depends on how you were born. When you were born?
2009 pages.
2009 pages, and you?
No.
2000.
Muhammad was telling me I was born prehistoric. 100 BC. So you were born on 2009?
Yeah.
2008?
Yeah.
1400?
67.
67? Okay. You know what is 67? This is almost 60 years after Christ was born. So I don't know when. So there was no even chemistry at that time. So better to say BC. Okay, let's take the questions. I'll sit down before writing on that.
on the screen today. And we just said 2 minutes. Ouchie.